Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Raise the Bar podcast. My name is Dan Wilson, and over the next short while, I intend to take a look at all that is happening in Newcastle Pro Wrestling, or affectionately known to you most likely as Newy Pro. This will be the podcast of free fighting. Yes, I'll also talk about the Who's. I intend to make this a regular podcast, and we'll try to condense the plethora of announcements, promo videos, show previews and reviews into an episode each week or so and cover this great promotion that I'm a massive fan of. I think you will also be able to expect a PWA podcast from me as well, just sort of shifting focus. If you've heard anything from me previously, I've also done New South Wales as a whole, and I'd just rather focus my energy on two promotions that I'm particularly big fans of, that I do watch a lot of, so I can provide a bit better commentary. So, still a massive fan of New South Wales Pro Wrestling in general, and I'll continue to push that as much as I can, but the podcast at this stage will be about Newy Pro and PWA. So, of course, this is Raise the Bar, so this is the Newy Pro show, and the podcast of free fighting. And without any further ado, let's get stuck into Newy Pro. So, Newy Pro have been kicking some pretty serious goals up in the Hunter region of New South Wales for some time, and they have a massive card this weekend on Saturday, January 25. That, of course, will be from the Charlestown Bowling Club, the spiritual home of Newcastle Pro, and it will feature a stacked card, but some an Invictus Trio match qualifier or two, an Australian Wrestling Dream match in my view, and a heavyweight championship match as well, and hell, even a Hoss fight. It's got a little bit of everything. So let's take a little bit of a preview of the whole card. That's what we'll make this episode about. We're going to talk about Newy Pro 85. So for those unfamiliar with Invictus, I mentioned the Invictus qualifiers there. The Invictus tournament is a trios tournament where the winners receive these gauntlets. Think about like a knight's coat of armour and the gloves that they wear over their arms, over their hands. Gauntlets. That's exactly what you're picturing in your head is exactly what they have. They literally have gauntlets like that, where if you got hit with one of those things, it would leave a scar. Let's be honest, it would leave a mark. So these gauntlets, they can be thrown down when convenient. So when you throw this down, that initiates a title match with the champion. So it could be for the Newcastle Pro Women's Championship, the Newcastle Pro Middleweight Championship, or of course the Newcastle Pro Heavyweight Championship. So some successful attempts at this. Belle Pierce had a very successful throwdown on Harley Wonderland, and she captured the Newcastle Pro Wrestling Women's Championship. You also have Matty Wahlberg, of course, as well. He threw down in that middleweight title ladder match between Concrete Davidson and Adam Hoffman to win the middleweight title. And for a bit of trivia, he forced those two gentlemen to share the number one spot in the Newy Pro Rumble that year. Like I said, a bit of trivia for you there. So it can make things you've only visualized in your head a physical reality. It can certainly change the landscape of Newcastle Pro Wrestling, undoubtedly. We've already seen an Invictus qualifying match, I should say, with Black Shirt, Cool Group, and Shazza. Although at the time that was the case, but now if you follow Shazza's social media, which you most certainly should, or PWA's for that matter, you would know that she is now officially Black Shirt Cool Group and possibly the coolest member of Black Shirt Cool Group. Anyway, I'm getting off topic, and that wonderful trio of Shazza, Conco, and Tough Stuff Ricky South defeated the Brat Pack, a very strong team from Melbourne, Nick Burry, Mitch Waterman, and Avery. So they have moved on. And we are guaranteed another great Invictus qualifying match as well. That's three absolute murderers, absolute killers. And most certainly my pick to win it all. You've got Headhunter Rig, Steph DeLander, and Dazza. Seriously, that team is nasty. It is nasty. They would have to be in the dollar favourites if you had odds on this stuff. Wow, what a team of physical aggression and dominance and skill, young talent. But having said that, they have to win, and they've got to battle Big Fudge, Shane Sheffield Sinclair, and the grappler who just can't say no to a good tea, a good brew, Kingsley. So Reed, Dazza, and DeLander, as I say, incredibly hard to stop. And it's going to be really interesting to see how Fudge, Sinclair, and Kingsley game plan to beat such a formidable team. I'm really looking forward to it. Just because I'm riding high on that team, that trio, does not mean that they can't be upset. All of these wrestlers that are competing, they're so talented and wonderful. If you've seen Newy Pro shows before, you know how skilled these guys and girls are. They really give it their all. And anybody can beat anybody. There's no doubt about that. I've seen, Big Fudge do some incredible things despite, his stature compared to others or however much an underdog he may seem. And I've seen big favourites fall as well. So anything can happen. Before you watch this match, you most certainly should go to Newy Pro's social media. Their Facebook definitely has this video. I'm not sure about the others, but the promo for Kingsley joining Fudge and Triple S is bloody excellent. Big Fudge doing some shady stuff in the car park. He had a brew. He had a very good tea bag, and it got Kingsley across the line to join them at the chance of winning these Invictus Gauntlets. Speaking of formidable teams, though, we also got the announcement of another trio who I believe will also be at Newy Pro 85. Kellyanne, Ben Braxton, and Tyson Reed, which will be a bloody menacing team, a badass team. There's no doubt about that. You've got Kellyanne, who has been a linchpin of women's wrestling in this country, no doubt about it. So I'm shocked that she hasn't been picked up, especially with some of these women's divisions that are trying to develop overseas. I'm surprised that she hasn't been picked up already. And I mean, she'll be going over there to America in particular next year during WrestleMania weekend, I think. I'd be shocked if she didn't get picked up. I really would. You've also got Ben Braxton, who's dipped his toes in Newy Pro. I believe he was on the anniversary show. And then you've also got Tyson Reed as well, who's the Newy Pro shows. He even showed up in the PWA Rumble at Break Their Backs and Make Them Rumble. Very menacing team indeed, like I said. So I'll be very interested to see who they match up against at Newy Pro 85. We make an announcement, but at the time that I recorded this, we did not have one. Also on the jam-packed Newy Pro number 85 is the 21st Century Success Story, the natural-born athlete, Matty Warburg. He will be battling Tree Hug Lucci. Lucci, when you look at his career stats, Cage Match is a good place to check out for that. You'll see that he only appeared in Newy Pro 3 times in 2019, and 2 of those appearances were at Who's Party shows. So Lucci will certainly be looking at this show to take a massive scalp in the former middleweight champion Warburg and establish himself as somebody who should be a regular member of the Newcastle Pro Wrestling roster. Despite this, though, Lucci had quite the 2019. He was selected by Fale Dojo at a tryout, and then training at the dojo during 2019 as well. And he came back with, richer for the experience. Let's put it that way. Wahlberg's 2019 in Newy Pro was rather prolific. He was the Newy Pro middleweight champion, and he defended that title. He had a bit of a rivalry with Adam Hoffman and even the Nations, teaming with Good Brother and the world's finest Carter Deems against several iterations of the faction throughout 2019. He did unfortunately lose the middleweight title, and I am sure that he will be keen as mustard to get himself back into that middleweight or even the heavyweight title contention in 2019. And a win against a very game and dynamic grappler in Lucci would certainly do just that. Despite Lucci not appearing in Newy Pro, we know the standard of Lucci, and we know how big a win that would be for Matty Wahlberg. If you watch the incredible 21st Century Success Story doco that followed Matty prior to his PWA heavyweight title match with Hug, you'll know that these two have rolled together quite a bit. They pushed each other. Ricky South was involved in this as well. And it was following that old mantra, of iron sharpens iron, steel sharpens steel, and all that jazz. And they will know what to expect of each other, and they will bring out the absolute best of each other as well. So this will be a very good match. And a lot of people at the end of the show, I guarantee, will pick this as their favourite match. Although you could probably say that about a lot of this card. It is a very good card to kick off your 2020 and really establish yourself. Speaking of bangers, though, another certified banger of a match on this card will be when EPW superstar and the purveyor of real wrestling, Gavin McGavin, battles Newy Pro middleweight champion and aerial ace, Steel City strong Matt Diamond. This will serve as Matt's return from injury after fracturing the floor of his orbital bone, and he won't have an easy return. Gavin McGavin. If you're familiar with EPW, if you're familiar with Perth Wrestling, hell, if you've watched PWA or Newy Pro in the past, you will see what Gavin McGavin is capable of. He is one of Australia's best wrestlers. He's EPW's first Grand Slam champion. Having said that, Diamond will have a little bit of a safety net. I don't like saying that. I did put that down here as a note, though, that he would have a bit of a safety net with his title not being on the line in this one. But if he were to lose to the undefeated McGavin, of course, Gavin McGavin being undefeated in Newy Pro at this stage, a title defense against the real wrestler would definitely be in his future, and there would be a mental block, if you will, a bit of a mentality, so a lack of confidence. Sorry, got caught up there in my terrible train of thought, but yeah, lack of confidence there in a future match. So Diamond, though, has been on some sort of a tear prior to the injury in Newy Pro, undefeated since March, captured the middleweight championship. And as I saw, a fan posted on Newy Pro's Facebook page, Charlestown Bowling Club may need a new roof after this one. And I tend to agree. I tend to agree with that sentiment. It's going to be a banger. I know I said safety net, and to be honest, that's bullshit, because I know that Matt Diamond will not take this match easy, title on the line or not. He will throw everything that he can at Gavin McGavin here to get the win. Show that, he's not down on confidence, even though he's had the injury. He's ready to go and have another big year and continue that reign as middleweight champion of Newcastle Pro for quite some time. Being in a non-title match, though, is a segue to another champion who will be in non-title action this weekend. That is the Newcastle Pro Women's Champion, Belle Pierce, who is in a big battle, though, a triple threat, um, with another invader from Perth in the uniquely gifted Stella Nix and the Arm Collector, the Destroyer, Jessica Troy. Belle went through somewhat of a metamorphosis last year, and it served her well with her new aggressive style, allowing her to take advantage of a unique opportunity and throw down her Invictus Gauntlet, which she won in Invictus Trio's time at 2019 as a member of the Velocities Trio. And she threw that down against Harley Wonderland to capture the Newy Pro Women's Championship. Jessica Troy had an incredible year in wrestling in 2019, but if we're honest with Newy Pro in terms of wins and losses, it was a mixed year for her. I mean, I don't like to talk in ifs and buts, but if the Nations had won that final in the Invictus tournament to win the gauntlets, Jessica Troy was in that team. They get the win there. What a change of fortune that potentially could have been for Jessica Troy. But she gets an opportunity to make her intentions known this weekend, particularly if she can collect the arm of Belle Pierce in this match. The unique supernova, the star child Stella Nix, gets her first opportunity, and the 2019 EPW Rising Star Cup semi-finalists will be looking, to take full advantage of that. It is a huge opportunity, and a win here would be huge for Nix, potentially turning her around from Newy Pro newcomer to Newy Pro Women's Championship #1 contender, almost faster than you can say that phrase. They all have a lot to prove in this triple threat match, so we expect a special contest there, no doubt about it. Because again, even though Belle does not have to defend her title and she doesn't have that championship disadvantage that you can have in triple threat, she will not want to lose here. Jessica Troy does not need any more confidence. She has been collecting arms all over the joint. And Stella Nix, again, hungry for an opportunity over here. She's been doing good things over in Perth in EPW. You do not want to give her an inch or she will take a mile in this one. Just prior to me recording this podcast, another match was announced for this show, and it is a heavyweight super fight. And it is between wrestling's worst case scenario, Massive Q, and Full Force Matt Rogers. Parker Thomas, the performance coach and associate of Massive Q, asked for this match for his client, his charge, and it is against the most ferocious hoss in Australian wrestling, in my opinion. Matt Rogers went on a tear through Newy Pro in 2019 as a dominant heavyweight champion until he was finally stopped by Carter Deems in that epic last man standing match. And to be honest with you, that makes his big, because a win here for Massive Q is exactly that. It is massive. A win here, in my view, puts him at the front of the line for a shot at the heavyweight title. I think we can expect a really brutal encounter here where both men look to establish their dominance and claim Newy Pro as their territory, claim the heavyweight division as their territory. Final match to preview here, and the big one. It's the world's finest Carter Deems defending his Newy Pro heavyweight championship for the second time, and this time he finds himself up against the prize bull, Sam Osborne. Osborne has been undefeated in singles action in Newy Pro and has earned this match, winning winning a triple threat number one contenders match, not only against the former heavyweight champion in full force Matt Rogers, but also the longest reigning Newy Pro middleweight champion in Sean Custom. Osborne has seemingly gotten rid of Jackson Kelly as well. He had that lingering over him, and he seems to have moved away from that now. And now he looks to enter a new year and a new decade, maybe with some serious hardware with that title around his waist. But he has to defeat the incredibly gifted Carter Deans, who finally dethroned the seemingly unstoppable Matt Rogers to win the Newy Pro Heavyweight Championship in a hellacious last man standing match. The 2019 Newy Pro Rumble winner will be damned if he loses that belt now. There is so much natural talent and ability in this match. I truly believe that we could get Newy Pro's match of 2020, maybe even Australian Wrestling's match of 2020 on this show, in this show's main event, in this title match. I really cannot wait for these men to trade blows for all the marbles. So these two, you look at the future of wrestling in this state, in this country, they're just two of the names that you would definitely put in that conversation. So, as you can see, it's an incredible card. It is well worth the price of admission into Charlestown Bowling Club and well worth the money for subscription to OVO Play for those of you playing at home. Don't miss this one. It's on the long weekend. Even if you're going away, take your subscription with you, take your laptop, even watch it on your smartphone if you can get reception where you are. Don't miss this one. It's going to be a really good card. I think it's really going to set a hell of a benchmark for the rest of 2020 for Newy Pro. And it's going to set that bar very high. We talk about raising the bar. That bar is going to get raised, and I think it's going to be set at very high for 2020. Look, before I sign off this very first episode of the Raise the Bar podcast for 2020, there are a couple of announcements from the promotion that need to be shared. The first one, a not so good one. Trailer Swift, the trailer that is used to transfer the equipment for shows. It's a custom built trailer, stolen from their Gateshead facility from the Hoos, and they would obviously like it back. It creates logistical issues for their shows, including this one that I've just previewed. The plate number is Z90196. It's a long custom built trailer. I'll share the post on my Potato and Receipt Facebook page. Otherwise, check out Newy Pro's Facebook page, even their Twitter. I think it's been shared around as well. You can get a very clear indication of how unique this trailer is. And if you see it or you have any information about it, contact Newcastle Pro Wrestling on their social media pages. They will appreciate any information that you have, any tips, if you've seen it, any information at all. The other announcement, of course, is a lot more positive, I should say. Is, of course, the next House of Free Fighting open tryout. That is at the Hoos on Monday, the 3rd of February. Rego being $30, and it kicks off at 7 p.m. At the time of recording this, I know that Parker Thomas was doing a Witness the Fitness boot camp. He'd been doing it for some time in the lead up to this. I don't know if you can still partake in that. Doing some quick maths in my head, you probably only would get one training session before, but hell, that training session could be all the difference. So look up Newy Pro, their Facebook page, or the House of Free Fighting's Facebook page, and get in touch with Parker Thomas, and just maybe that'll give you an idea of what to expect in the tryout as well, perhaps. It kicks off at 7, 3rd of February, $30. And with head trainers like Adam Hoffman and Jack Bonza, what an incredible opportunity to train under two absolute studs in Australian wrestling. So much knowledge, so much experience. They've wrestled for multiple promotions, some big name promotions as well, including New Japan, including Shikara. They've done tours here with World Series Wrestling and House of Hardcore, of course, PWA, Newy Pro, just to name a few. So don't miss a very unique opportunity. If you're in the area and you want to be a wrestler and you think you have what it takes, go down and try out. And you never know, you could be training under the two masters of wrestling. And that'll do it for Raising the Bar, episode 1, 2020. My name is Dan Wilson. Thanks for taking the time to listen. And any feedback at all is welcome. At PANDR Wrestling on Twitter. Look up Potato and Receipt Pro Wrestling on Facebook as well. Send me a message, DMs, comments, whatever. Appreciate any feedback. If people want to get involved and help me out, get involved and do something to help boost these promotions up, let me know. I'm more than happy to collaborate, absolutely. Till next time, cheers.